What's up, folks? It is the Buko Boys.
Hi,
What's up, y'all? It is episode 110,
I'm DVO,
and I'm Dale.
and we just had our daughter's graduation party.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm free.
You're free, and in a couple years, I get to start all over again from scratch with preschool and kindergarten.
Oh, I bet you can't wait.
I'm actually a little excited for it.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
because
different.
because my daughter, she's if you don't know, she's actually my stepdaughter. But I came into the picture when she was in first grade, like the middle of first grade. So and she didn't go through preschool, so I'm kind of excited to go through the whole process of preschool and kindergarten and all that stuff. So I'm a little excited. Obviously, once school starts, and that excitement will get over pretty quick, I'm sure. And I'll be like, damn, I gotta go through this whole thing again, and reports and essays and bullies and all sorts of stuff. That's why she'll probably go to private school.
Actually, that might be a better option with how crazy public schools are and school shootings.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute too. But yeah, I've definitely thought about it, especially with these school shootings. I'm like, yeah, I'm leaning definitely more towards private schools and cameras and security on standby there.
Right, it's almost worth paying for it now because it's scary.
Yeah, but and funny, I was just talking to a friend who was at the graduation party, and his two girls went through private school up until high school. Like it was elementary and middle school private school, and then high school was traditional public high school. And he said I didn't like it. I didn't like it because when my daughters did go to high school, it was very surprising for them because they were in their own little bubble at the private school, and then they go to the public school and they're seeing people smoke and they're making out in corners, and they're like, whoa, it was like a major shock for
Culture
them.
shock.
Yeah, but they went for I think the oldest, she did a lot of public school in the beginning, and then they went to private school, and I was like, well, that's
It's like royalty leaving the castle for the first time. What are these
I'm
peasants
like,
doing?
no, the thing is, like, where they live, the neighborhood they live in, it's we've talked about this, it's Kearns. And so, but I was like, in my head, I was thinking, that's kind of on you, bro. Like, you kept them in the bubble. Like I'm gonna probably put my baby through private school, but I'm still gonna like talk to her about the real world. We're still gonna go out and do activities, and she's still gonna see crazy ass shit, and we're gonna watch shows and movies, with crazy ass shit. Like, yeah, that's crazy, it's crazy shit out there, right? You gotta be careful all the time. That's why we're gonna take you in jujitsu, and you can learn to break arms and break noses if needed to defend yourself. So, yeah, kind of crazy out there. But anyway, the girls, they seem to have a blast at their graduation and the party that we just had over the weekend. I'm kind of still tired from it.
Yeah, tell me
We
about
had a
it.
busy week preparing for all this stuff and
And I was tired as hell last night. And then guess what I did when I got done with everything?
stayed up late.
Watching Stranger Things.
I stayed up late preparing for our EVP podcast. And what was I watching? I can't remember. I was watching some of the funny moments of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, I think. Like, because now that it's all over, there's a lot of good compilations coming out. So I was watching some stuff like that.
I was watching something too that was like her net worth is only like 2.5 million,
Yeah.
and she owes Johnny way more than that.
Yes.
Good for you, Johnny. First man to legally win an argument with a woman.
Yeah. Hashtag Me Too is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so funny. Anyway, we're still, I know we said it last week, but congratulations to our girls. So proud of their accomplishments and what they're planning on doing. Your daughter's going to go to the University of Utah.
Full ride.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. She wants to be a surgeon.
Yes.
And then my daughter, she's gonna be enrolling into esthetician school. She's
nice.
leaning towards, I forgot already. Facials and I want to say lashes. Kind of what because there's a lot of things I found out in esthetician school, and that's what she wants to specialize in. I'm like, oh, good, that's gonna be a lot cheaper than college.
Yeah, and you can make a lot of money with that business.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is people want to go to college. I'm like, do you need to go to college?
You don't need
You
to.
might.
For a surgeon, yes.
For a surgeon, you have to. And I want my surgeon to go through lots of schooling.
Yes.
But I don't know, the person that gives me facials, don't care how much of a degree they got in. I just want to know they've had an experience and they know about my skin.
The reviews are what matters.
The reviews. It's all about those Google Map reviews. All those local guides say.
It's exactly right.
Yeah. Let's get into the first topic. We just talked about school shootings. That's why I'm thinking about putting my daughter in private school.
So Utah's doing a gun buyback program, which they've done it before.
Yes.
This is another one coming out, and I know they do this because of like big things, disasters that happen with school shootings, and these things come to light again. So this is one where they decided, let's buy people's guns back. But oh boy, is this a shitty joke.
Yeah, so this is going to happen Saturday, June 11th at the Public Safety Building in Salt Lake City. No questions asked. You bring in a firearm, no questions asked. They're going to give you a gift card. I don't know what kind of gift card.
There's
Visa? I don't know.
Probably
Or
something like
gas
that.
card. Who knows?
Yeah.
It'll probably like a Visa card, I'm guessing.
A Home Depot card.
Yeah, so if you bring in a gun, you get a $50 gift card.
A handgun.
Yeah. You bring an assault rifle, they'll give you a $100 gift card.
So yeah, that sounds like some.
Are they not taking like normal rifles or shotguns? Is it just handguns and assault rifles?
I don't know, but
just assume that you're gonna get $50. All right, just assume it's gonna be $50 for whatever you turn in.
For the normal person that owns guns,
yeah,
would I consider turning in a gun for $50 or $100? Hell no.
No.
Me, an intellect, I will offer you $60 cash or $120 cash to give me your guns instead of turning them in. But I think there's something going on here with hot guns.
Yeah.
Scratching off some serial numbers,
if you don't know what a hot
a
gun
little
is.
pew pew on the streets if you catch what I'm throwing out there.
So if you have a gun and you don't know where you got it from,
just magically appeared under your bed.
Now's a good time to get rid of it because no questions asked. You turn in a gun, no questions asked. Here's $50 gift card.
I would still suggest maybe not leaving your fingerprints on it as you turn it in, because I'm sure they will check some backgrounds on these guns.
But this is probably for me, this is the ideal situation for this. There's a hot gun. I'm all for getting it off the street, and no questions asked. Get $50. Yeah, go ahead and turn that in. Let's just get that off the street. We don't need any of that out there.
Bunch of sawed-off shotguns getting turned in.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's get these off the streets. I'm fine with that. But for your everyday Joe, like you said, if you're an intellect, this is not the best program. We posted this story on our Buko Boys social media, Instagram and Facebook, Buko Boys, @Buko Boys if you want to find us there. And we got some people responding. I like these responses. I'm going to read some of these. These are some people. This is from Instagram. I obviously wrote, DVO, I wrote, not me. that's what I wrote. One person wrote, nah. Another person wrote, nope, no one takes my boomstick. And another person wrote, for a $50 gas card, LOL. The only people turning in anything are junk guns. I'd offer $75 for any real gun that shows up. So hey, there's a follow us. You were thinking about turning it in. We got a better offer for you on
Damn,
Instagram.
That's beating my $60. Why the hell would you do that?
So let's go to Facebook. You wrote on there, F those gift cards. I'll pay $60 and $110 cash for guns. Haha. So you raised it by $10.
I did.
The buyback program.
I did.
I like it. Another person wrote, ha. I was wondering when this would start again. Statistically, this doesn't work. And then another person wrote a little bit longer. And this is the last one. They wrote, if all the law-abiding gun owners turn in their guns, the number of gun-toting criminals does not go down. In just 2022, there have been 223 mass shootings in the U.S., and in almost all of these cases, the bad guy with a gun was stopped by a good guy with a gun. I like all these takes. I think they're very
Here's my
interesting
thoughts.
takes.
I think everyone should own guns. I think people,
If you want to. Yeah.
If you want to.
If you feel comfortable.
I think
and
everyone
safe
should
for
have the right to carry guns and use them properly and use them for self-defense. I also think that an 18-year-old shouldn't be able to go purchase a assault rifle. I don't see a problem with responsible owners owning assault rifles. I think they're pretty dope.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it makes any sense for an 18-year-old still in high school to go buy assault rifles and buy all the rounds they want for that assault rifle when they're not properly trained whatsoever. But they they can't rent a car at 18. You won't allow an 18-year-old to rent a car.
Or
and
drink
why?
alcohol.
And why?
In our state, buy tobacco in our state.
And that's because they're not responsible enough. They're still a child. They still have a child mentality, and they're still going to act stupid as shit. So with that mindset, they get in some kind of a feeling. They're going to go react stupidly because of that. What do? Oh, I'm old enough to buy an assault rifle. I'll go do that.
Right.
But yet they can't go rent a car because they're not responsible enough. Mm-hmm. Because a car is a deadly weapon. Holy shit! What does an assault rifle has in its damn name? But anyways, that's just my thoughts on that. That has ass in it. What you got? So, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I think anyone that wants to own an assault rifle, you can go through like a course that shows that you're a responsible owner. You know, same thing, hunter safety course. Why do you think the hunter safety course is a thing?
Because people are out there
shooting guns. At moving objects and things. There's other people out there as well. So you have to be some kind of trained in that aspect.
You're right.
So I think owning an assault rifle, you have to be trained in a sense. Ex-military, they're trained in a sense. You know, they've actually more than a sense. They've been trained for multiple hours on that gun. They do practicing with that gun. Law enforcement, anybody that has, that needs to use those, they're going to get the type of training. It doesn't make sense for an 18-year-old to just go buy it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think there's anything wrong with
owning guns
rifles and buying them, or guns, or drinking, or smoking. If people want to do that, that's fine. But I don't mind if we have limitations on those. Like, okay, you can smoke in our state. You can smoke, but you have to be 19 to buy it.
I think they just changed that to 21.
Oh yeah, I don't smoke, so I don't know.
Because they're probably still not responsible and still not mature.
So, same with alcohol. Like, yeah, you have the right to drink and you can drink, but in our state, you are required to be 21. You can own a firearm and you have the right to own a firearm, but you have to go through this training. Yeah, you can hunt. There's no problem if you want to go hunting, but you have limitations on how much to hunt or fish, and you have to take a course on hunting and gun safety. Yeah, I never thought of that. That's a good idea, because I know some people, the argument is, well, if you're allowed to be enlisted into the military at 18, then you should be able to own it.
Well, if you're going to get enlisted at 18, you're going to get training at 18.
Right.
So, in that sense, you're going to use that weapon. You're going to get trained on that weapon. That makes sense for you to have and control that at that age.
And it's in a controlled environment.
Yes. Yeah. So, that would make sense at 18, yes. But a high school student still in school going out and buying that because he's hurt his feelings somehow?
Yeah.
No, that's fucking stupid.
And so I was going to bring my gun to the graduation. So my wife's like, why? And I said, who knows? Maybe some kid didn't make it, and he's pissed off because he's not graduating, and all his friends are, and he's mad at the school and teachers. And he's like, I'm going to take revenge. I keep saying he, because it's most likely going to be a guy.
Mm-hmm. They all fit a certain demographic.
And, he might go crazy and just shoot the place. I'm like, I'm bringing my gun. Because there's a lot of copycats happen when things like this happen. There's a lot of copycats.
Shit, there's been shootings every day. Like every day this weekend. There was one last night. There was one the day before. All over. There's mass shootings everywhere. Yeah. And they're not always in schools. They're nightclubs, concerts, shit like that.
House parties.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Staying armed is probably a good idea.
Yep, I got my concealed permit.
Which you don't need that anymore here in Utah, which is nice. But there is, when you do have a concealed carry, you are able to keep one in the chamber. Mm-hmm. Where someone like me who doesn't have one, I still gotta cock that bitch.
Yeah. You love cocking.
I love.
Yes. All right. Next story. What do we got? Next story.
Oh, there is a treasure hunt going down.
This is so fun.
So
I'm not involved in it, but I don't know all the details. I just heard about it.
So these two real estate investors. One's named John Maxim. The other's David Klein.
And they're both from Utah?
Both from Utah. Okay. This is their fourth year doing this. Mm-hmm. And this year they've put more. I think the last years were 10,000. This year's 20,000. And they hide it anywhere between, I want to say there's like a 6 county radius. I think all the way down like south of Utah County, maybe even into Juab, somewhere down there. Stretches east and west. I think Grantsville, Park City-ish area, Camas, goes all the way north beyond Ogden, I believe. So anywhere in this stretch of the mass majority of where Utahns live, anywhere in that area, there is $20,000 hidden in the trails, somewhere hiking trails. There's clues being given out on these people's Instagram pages. So you got to find these clues. You got to get out there and just go hiking. So this is the whole thing for them, is just getting people involved and staying outside, getting outside. And this is treasure to them, is seeing people active and enjoying Utah's outdoors. So this is what their enjoyment is. So to them, paying $20,000 out for locals to stay active and be outside was, it's worth it to them.
Okay.
I want to have that money. I want to have 20,000 to just be like, I want to see you dance, monkey. But I think this is really dope. I mean, a lot of people are wanting to go out there and find this money. I mean, this could help a lot of people out.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I could use 20 grand.
I'll take it.
I'll take it all day, 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, even if it was back to the 10,000, I'll take it.
And what would be really dope is just somebody not even knowing this exists, and they're just out there and they stumble upon this treasure chest.
Oh, that's interesting. So they basically, is it really a treasure chest?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So they threw 20,000 in this little. I'm assuming it's just a little treasure.
I think it's a little. Yeah, it's a little.
And they buried it, or they just planted it. We don't know.
What has
happened with the other ones? Do you know?
I don't know the cases of like how they were found or where they were found.
Okay.
But yeah, they were all found. This one they say they hope lasts at least a month.
Okay.
And it just started about a week ago, so it's still going.
So
nobody's found it.
If you follow them on Instagram, they are. If you follow them on Instagram, they're giving clues. Are they saying this is a clue, or is it just like they just post something random about their family? But
no, I think their post is obvious. It's a clue,
okay,
and you just read it for what it is, and then take that. I think it's going to be something like, look for blah 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 blah, the elephant that sleeps at night, or something stupid. Okay. My guess is I haven't tried to look for treasure.
Okay,
I haven't looked at their Instagram pages, but my guess is that it's going to be just some kind of crazy clues that are just like, kind of giving hints of locations, like, okay, if that's that could be, golden, this might be this over, where the golden arches meet the sun, or something like that. Like, okay, McDonald's sunset or something. I don't know treasure hunts. I'm not a sleuth.
Okay. Interesting. That sounds fun. Yeah. So what are those guys' names again? So if people want to follow them.
John Maxim and David Klein.
John Maxim, David Klein. So follow them on Instagram. They're giving clues for a $20,000 treasure hunt chest.
Yeah, I wish if I had the time to go look for treasure, I might. But my time spent fishing.
Right.
I'm going after those bass big money bags.
There you go.
I'm going after 20 million.
All right, next thing we got here is in Sandy, Utah, the Sandy Amphitheater. Their concerts are just starting right now. Actually, at the time of this recording, it's going to be the first concert is this week. This weekend coming up will be the first concerts. It's going to go from June 8th through September 23rd. And I've never been to this Sandy Amphitheater. Have you been there?
No, I have not. I've walked around it years ago when there was not a concert playing, but I have not been to it for a concert.
Walking around looking for treasure.
Yeah, I was looking for treasure.
Treasure of Utah. Treasure of Sandy. All right. So, they got some concerts coming up. You were just mentioning, like, June 17th, Tenacious D will be here.
Right.
They're hilarious. I'm going to just kind of name some
I would like to see Jack Black walking around Salt Lake and just running into him. That'd be cool.
Awesome. You think you'd recognize him? Sometimes he gets that full beard going.
Oh,
if
yeah.
If you got some sunglasses and a full beard, you might not recognize him.
And I'll be like, comic shop's over there, bud.
Comic book shop. Unless you heard him talk, then you're like, oh, that's Jack Black.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
I think I'd recognize him, even with the beard.
June 17th, Tenacious D. June 25th, Third Eye Blind. Plus, it looks kind of popular.
There's a bunch of bands I've never heard of. Little Feat, The Dead South.
Yeah, I don't know if those are local people.
What's this? Matt and Savannah Shaw.
Yeah,
Whiskey Myers.
August 25th, Elvis Costello will be here. September 1st, Air Supply. Those are some of the more maybe the more popular.
Looks like somebody's
ones.
doing an Elton John cover.
Someone doing an Elton John cover. So yeah. Anyway, it's just fun to just be outside, even if you never. Sometimes you never heard of a band, and you go. Someone invited you, or you got a ticket somehow, or you're like, I just want to go out. You just go. I'm just gonna go, and you hear it like. Sometimes just being in the environment, it's just kind of fun, and because sometimes like I'll like a band, and then I'll go to their live performance, and then I fall in love with the band. I'm like, oh, you guys are awesome because they interact with the crowd. It's just a different experience going and seeing.
That's what it seems like. Some of the older crowd here in Utah, and like Michael Franti and Spearhead. They're always performing at like the Red Butte Garden or like Wolf Creek, somewhere up in the mountains. And, they're hitting this certain demographic, and they've never heard or listened to reggae before, and then hear that, and then all of a sudden that's like the only band they want to listen to.
Right? Yeah. In fact, I was just watching an interview with Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Awesome band.
And awesome band. He's awesome. That dude's awesome. And he was being asked. They said, what's in the day and age we live in with the technology, and you can become famous just by posting things on like YouTube or social media, and you can become famous from that. He's like, they said, what's a tip that you'd give to someone brand new getting into the music industry? And Dave Grohl's tip was still do live shows, because you just get a different interaction when you go live. Like people just will fall in love with you in a different way when they hear you and see you live, and it's so true.
Seeing Dave Grohl, like when he's on stage, like he does get interaction.
Yeah.
He gives stuff away to people. He brings people on stage with him, lets them jam out with him. That dude's awesome.
I've heard nothing but good things about this
Dave
guy.
Grohl, and like to see how he's like blossomed in this giant superstar that he is now, when he was just kind of the background of Nirvana.
Right.
Like you'd see him in all the pictures with Kurt Cobain because they were buddies and bandmates, but he was not big. He wasn't the showman.
Right.
And like seeing him take over and create something completely new from what Nirvana was to what he is now, it's awesome. That dude is amazing.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And I like all his music videos are the shit too. He's hilarious.
In all his interviews, he's hilarious too.
Because he does like cross dressing in it, and he looks like the ugliest girl ever.
With his long hair and beard and everything.
Oh, it's hilarious. I love the guy. What else is going on? This week, there's going to be a blues festival downtown on June 10th and 11th. You can look up the Blues Fest. And there's another concert a buddy of mine told me about, Chris. I will join you, bud. And that's going to be the 16th of this month. It's going to be Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5 and Cut Chemist.
Ooh, okay.
So, that shit's going to be bomb. Some old school hip hop for y'all.
Yeah. If you're like, what is that name? Yeah, it's hip hop.
Charlie Tuna.
That's an interesting name. All right. Very cool.
Anything else going on?
No, not that I can think of.
All right, well, we'll call that an episode. We got some stuff to do today. So, y'all, we love ya. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And tune in next week. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.